say one thing about Jody Sue is she never did one step into that creek. At the end of she was dry as could be.
You were asked in an interview the other day if you had hope of seeing summer.
Oh, that's what that sounds.
Could you explain your heart? Share your heart, please.
Well, yeah, I definitely have hope of seeing her sooner or later. I don't know exactly what God's got planned. I know, what I was like basically told without words, and I know of some of the dreams that I've had, and the one in particular that was so vivid that I've never had a dream like it before. That I don't know. It just seemed like God was giving me a goal, and if I stick with that goal, I will see her again.
What you're saying is that you believe that if she has crossed over, that there is another place, that this isn't the end of it here on earth. Is that what you're saying?
Sir, yes. God is going to rebuild this earth, and it will be restored in a perfect condition, and we will help rebuild it when we're resurrected into, don't want to get into everything, but yeah.
Keep an eye on each other, even if you don't like your neighbor down there and you hate a motherfucker or you hate your family member down the road, you still keep an eye on their stuff. You still keep an eye on their kids. I mean, that's just how it is. And we all keep an eye out and ear out. Like I said, currently there's perfect storm working, and that's how I'm pretty sure this happened. But, this community is still unheard of, because even if people hate each other, keep an eye out for each other. You feel me? It's the weirdest shit, but that's how Beach Creek operates. So, if it can happen here, hell far, I just don't even know. Nobody say fucking anywhere, I don't. But, I don't always believe fucking comment warriors, and don't listen to, the shit that's being said about Candus and Don either, because I promise you 99.9% of that's bullshit. I've made the mistake of getting on 2 or 3 times seeing that, and it's lit me the fuck up. And, just listen to what the cops themselves say and the feds. Go with what they're sharing and help by sharing what they share. Not what I share, not what I say, because I'm telling you, mine's just an opinion. My shit don't mean shit. What the cops say, what the feds say, what the local PD say, that's what matters. Share what they want you to share, and share Summer's picture and information. Because I don't need to remember it started from what I said. Well, her neighbor this and her neighbor that. Fuck that. I don't. And you want this while we're searching for Summer, we go down to the other property. Well, actually, this while we're searching for Summer, we go down to the other property. Well, actually, the weirdo was on our property that bought that piece in the yard that's across the bank, and then was arguing against his own survey that he bought a crest of a bank and a vertical cliff, but nobody provided him with that survey. He was sitting on our property, cut through our lines and stuff, whatever. And he parked himself right in the middle of the first 2 no trespassing signs. And it had already been told, whatever. Anyway, the cops removed him that night. So we were so worried about this guy and how he came off that we went looking that night all the way into Bayless and every holler in Beach Creek, making sure he wasn't parked in there. And look, this guy hit me so weird. I was like, So, there's extra there I'll get to in a few months. But anyway, so we go looking at our other properties, right, Evelyn? And get down there, and the guy who purchased yours has now got a gate up over the county road. Not just back where your all's gate is, but over the fucking county road. And as I guess decided he's just going to try to block it off until he can do it long enough to get adverse possession. So I guess we're 2 properties in this week.
I've seen his house. It's ugly.
See, take it from a kid. This guy has done.
It's cobalt blue.
No, that's the wrong house.
Wrong
we're talking about the one at Jen Evans. But anyway, this guy's put up a damn gate across the county road and locked us out of our driveway that connects with your house. So I don't know what we're going to do about that, but it's going to be a couple weeks down the road before we figure that out with this other property situation. This guy's getting ready to start fighting us over like an idiot and lose. So anyway, just thought you'd enjoy that hilarity. It didn't matter. We climbed his fences and went over and got to her stuff anyway and searched for Summer and did what we needed to do so he can bite me, and I hope he enjoys that on camera.
Not any more than what we originally released. We know that her family reported her missing. They called the sheriff's office around 6:30. Prior to that, it was early afternoon when she was last seen, and they searched for a little bit and then reported her missing.
How many hours would you say?
I don't have that information.
What, super captain or sheriff?
And it's like, and it goes right down with him. It's like he was getting crazy this year to the extreme. I hadn't even seen out there yelling at equal search to kill him, acting crazy when last days they were there. Scott's heard it. To where he's like screaming at our kid, knowing Summer disappearing has traumatized her badly. And one of the last things he did to her, my daughter, was scream at her about how Summer's body was here and there and decomposing in extreme detail and all kinds of stuff, whatever, to the point she's just in tears, and knowing that, it was terrible. But
no, I never ever seen Summer's dead body. I don't guess it really matters. I had a dream one night that I seen her dead, yes, but it was a dream. Who knows?
Right. Here in the summer before Summer died. Here.
And you know.
Yeah. Those kids come here in the summer before Summer died. They're filthy. Kids come here in the summer before Summer died. They're filthy. And
Leslie, at this point in the search and investigation, do you believe Summer Wells is still alive?
We hope so, but honestly, we just don't know. We're holding out hope, doing everything we can. Obviously, we typically would have found a child at this stage in the investigation, so honestly, we just don't know.
I guess one of them called for law in.
yeah.
And I'm sitting there talking to the law. I turn around, there's a whole gang of hillbillies out there. Right down the road, a whole gang of them. I think Candus and Candus were in that mix, but I'm not sure.
Is that better?
Yes, it is. How you guys doing?
We're doing all right.
Yeah. You got big plans for the New Year's?
What coffee? Just sitting here drinking a bunch of coffee.
Coffee's good. So tell me, what's shaking? What's new? What can you talk about? What do you want to talk about? We've been covering a little bit about Jody Sue today. Hey, Johnny, good to see you, bub.
He goes across the bridge as well.
Okay, buddy.
We're just talking a little about Jody Sue and about how her events of that day seem to kind of morph a little bit, change a little bit. Can you talk about that situation, or would you rather not because it's an open investigation?
Oh,
okay, let me pull up this real quick. I want to pull up this map really quick. So when you say at the creek, let's zoom this in really quick. When you say at the creek, you mean down at the flat right here, down where past the S right is.
Right, when you come out my driveway to the left, and then there's that right there.
Yeah,
right there. She wasn't even at all.
She was not. Did she have her shoes off?
No, she had her shoes on. She was dry as a bone.
Really? What do you have any idea why she would come out here and say that she was walking? Because she actually said she had walked in that creek twice. Let me ask you, because I looked while I was there. She says that people throw meth needles in there. I had one needle in there.
You know what? Me and kids have been playing in that creek for over 12 years and never once found a needle or any kind of drug or anything in that creek.
So let me ask you this. Right, yeah, you've actually showed me pictures of some of the fish that the boys have caught out of there. Like, I know that you guys utilize that, and it does not have that sort of garbage in it. I just, why she would say that, it's beyond me. But she made a mention that Andy pulled up, right?
I don't know what time Andy tell you I wasn't there.
So you weren't there when Andy pulled up?
No.
I seen him later.
You said you guys saw him later on. Because she says,
Donnie said I didn't.
She says on Siggy's live last night, and we covered it today, that he pulled up and talked to you or one of the neighbors right after you had come down the hill. Really? So let me pull this up. Let me pull this up really quick for those that don't know. When you come out of Ben Hill Road, if you take a right, you are going to head towards Kingsport. If you take a left, you're going to head towards Rogersville. Do you know which way he came in that day, guys?
I have no idea.
No clue at all.
Does he have business in Rogersville as well as Kingsport, or just one more than the other?
Don't know.
I don't know if he does or not.
Because see, what I'm interested in knowing is that, you know, Jody said that he pulled up, and I need to know for my own sake, like, what was his behavior like when he pulled up? Because she already said that he pulled up and talked to her. He said he pulled up and talked to her, and I'm assuming that he meant you, right? Because she was only talking about you the whole time. She hadn't referred to any other hers except for you. So, I'm trying to ascertain what was his behavior like when he pulled up. It seems to be something that
when I seen Andy and the cops were up here on the property, and he come up here and he said that he was looking for her as well, but that was like 8 or 9 o'clock that evening. So I don't know from before then where he was. Right.
Huh. And you said that he still comes around a little bit, right? Is that accurate?
Well, he was for a few days. He hasn't come around in like 3 days now.
So, I'm wearing sandals, and I know the best thing I can do is get into the water. So, I step into the creek. Because from there, I can keep tracks down. Because when you live in areas like ours, you know, worst case scenario. You also know what happens if somebody can't be found. And you know that staying in the water keeps sent down for dogs.
One thing about Jody Sue is she never did once step into that creek. At the end of she was dry as could be.
Yep, you just cross over and I start into a spot that's kind of clear and head towards the creek because I think, well, maybe brothers have left her behind, or she's fallen off the top of the hill, she's gotten hurt, or the usual things, right? And we need to find her if that's the case. Because in my head, I'm like, well, it's been a while since I've heard this scream, this noise. If she's hurt, she's been here a while. So, I'm wearing sandals. And I know the best thing I can do is get into the water. So, I step into the creek. Because from there, I can keep tracks down. Because when you live in areas like ours, you know, worst case scenario. You also know what happens if somebody can't be found. And you know that staying in the water keeps scent down for dogs.
Say one thing about Jody Sue is she never did once step into that creek. At the end of she was dry as could be.
Yeah, I'm always thinking of Summer and her brothers. Because Summer and the boys are the love of my life. I would never trade anything for them. They were... I can't do anything but love them. I mean, everybody's expecting me to no, I'm not having a drink on my dinner. Oh, hell no. I won't drink again. Because them boys and my Summer is the love of my life. I will never drink or do anything against them ever again.
There was a flash of a car that went up Candace and Donnie's driveway. Something about it struck me wrong.
She and her family next heard a truck door slamming and dismissed it as their neighbors. The next sound was harder to justify. About an hour and a half before Summer is thought to go missing, Jody Sue, her son, and her daughter heard something far more suspicious. A scream.
Stopped all three of us cold.
Her daughter was the first to go to the cabin door. Then all three were there, listening still.
We heard just this kind of shrill, almost animalistic scream.
Animalistic, but not an animal.
Knew it was, wrong. It wasn't a dog. It wasn't an animal.
That vigilance kicking into overdrive. Jody Sue and her son went out to look for the source of the scream.
My son and I decided to go out, look and see what we could see. We went back onto the bank. Didn't see anything. Didn't hear anything.
They went on with their evening. The kids returned to being kids. Jody Sue headed down her driveway around 6 to tend to flowers.
And at this point, I start hearing Candace hollering for Summer. And then my brain immediately went, scream earlier, this, uh-oh.
Jody Sue was the first to hear those calls and the first to join the search for Summer.
You're biting your tongue, hoping to reach out and touch the soul.